All right, guys, you can tell I am not in my shop guard because I am not doing any work today. I'm staying nice and clean because you can see some cool cars here. We are at the engine builder shop. We're the monster that's going in that Trans Am is being built right here. It's done. We're coming here to pick it up, so let's go check it out. All right, so, we're in the shop now, and you can tell this is Corey with Barefoot Willie's Speed Shop. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Okay. Because my name's, Tyler Willie, so he's kind of stole my name and stole my thunder, but I'll allow it. The barefoot part is, yes, he does actually walk around barefoot in here, so fun fact. As you can see, there's some really cool shit in here. Sorry for the language, but I like to geek out on some of these cool tools, stuff I don't have. I wouldn't know how to use any of it, but this guy does. So, obviously you build engines. Guys, don't look yet. Can't look. But, what else, can you elaborate on as far as, what you do here?
I just kind of like to consider myself a do anything kind of shop. Not necessarily a job shop, but I guess kind of the same lines. I can make bushings. I have a couple of lathes sitting around here. 2 of them are covered up. I have a numeric control surface grinder in the back corner over there. I surface heads, and I can do little milling projects, whatever somebody needs. So I have a big mill there. I have a shear behind me here, sandblaster, a big brake. Yeah, I've got it covered and stuff. Everything's a shell.
That's what engine shops look like. I mean, this is actually a clean engine shop. If you're wondering, like, it really is. Like, this is.
You got to keep it clean to stay barefoot.
Some of these old school guys, I mean, from the 60s and 70s, guys have been doing it since then. You come in here and you've literally got, like, a path, like barely a path, and yet they get some pretty cool stuff done. Like this guy, like.
Some days
I have more than a path here. You actually can fit 2 people between some of these paths. You just kind of, put these things together, and it's like a mad scientist. Like, I get it. I understand.
That's kind of the idea, is just to have fun and be a mad scientist and build cool stuff.
So it's great leading into this. I know what we have here, but tell them what we have here.
So what we have here is it's an LS3 based block, painted the beautiful Pontiac blue, as you see. It started out as a pretty virgin block that had originally had a piston come apart in it. So I did all the honing, the align honing on it to get it right. And Tyler wanted a very specific vision, so we went with Molnar crank rods, Molly pistons, and we created a 417-inch motor. So that's a 4-inch stroke. And
the cool thing to say, right next to like lit, is bespoke. It's a bespoke build.
Bespoke build. Okay, so this is a bespoke build. It's not necessarily a wild motor. I mean, we haven't done anything to necessarily reinvent the wheel here. We just want something that drives good, but will also make a ton of power. It's going to have a manual behind it, so went ahead and put a pretty good sized comp bump stick in it. It should RPM pretty high, and we're hoping to see pretty good power numbers out of it. I don't know if Tyler wants those leaked or not, but sourced a set of LSA heads, cleaned those up really good, and topped it with an LS3 manifold to kind of complete the smooth look that he's shooting for, along with a nice set of blue Racetronics fuel rails to really complete the blue look.
Just a touch of blue, which is, those old Bandit Trans Ams, all black, all everything, a little gold here and there, and then you had just that touch of blue in the front. So I think this will look pretty good in there. Yeah, the power numbers, I mean, we've got a goal. Sounds like we're going to hit them. For what little I do know about the very fine details of engine building, I've actually built a few in my day. Back in the day, I built some 3-3 Struckers back in the day. I kind of got good at them. Well, good. I kind of like built one, and I was like, oh, this is pretty easy. And I built a couple more. But that's about the extent of my knowledge. I know that you have to be really fine-tuned on everything. That's about it. So he took that to a whole new level. We talked about, what our goals were, and, I mean, to not talk about the numbers, let's just say that, like, Hellcat is going to be a challenger, if we kind of want to be around what the term Hellcat means nowadays, which, honestly, with everything that's come out since the Hellcat came out, this is probably not much compared to some of the things that are coming out now, but, in a cool old Bandit Trans Am, I think the numbers we're going to have out of this are going to be pretty impressive, and he's guaranteed it.
I have guaranteed it.
So, I really think something like this is going to just, this is the most important part of the car to me. I talk about the interior a lot, and yeah, you're driving in it, and that's where you are when you're driving, but what are you feeling when you're driving and you feel this? So we want to know what you feel, and this is what you feel. So I think he's provided a pretty good product here.
I think it's turned out pretty well myself.
All right, so look who showed up. He just kind of walked in between shoots. Luckily, he didn't ruin the video.
Won't be the first time.
Like he does at the shop. But let's say hello, Austin.
Hey.
So that's why we've got this going on. So pretty bad, I know, right? This is a very horrible version of like the end of Engine Masters, where they kind of just sit there and talk. We're nowhere near as cool as them. 2, we didn't run this on a dyno, so we don't know what our numbers are. And 3, Austin's here.
That's the most important part.
We will start off. First of all, there's an Easter egg on here. We all know what it is. If you guys figure out what the Easter egg is what's different on this engine than what it is on the final build out of the Trans Am. If you find that, we're going to send you a free T-shirt. So put your comments in the YouTube channel there on the new one, and we'll kind of go from there. But yeah. So Austin, what input did you have on this?
I think it turned out really pretty. I wasn't very sure about the Pontiac Blue on an LS block at first, but it turned out a lot nicer than I expected. So
we had to go with the blue. I mean, why not? I mean, you probably won't see much of it by the time we get all the accessories on top and the headers and all that good stuff, but it's going to look pretty cool. Just seeing it enough is going to be nice. Corey, what do you think about this? Like what are you most excited about seeing outside of the numbers, obviously?
I kind of agree with Austin. I really like the blue. I think I'm probably going to paint my next one blue. That color blue. I like it.
Is it a Pontiac?
No.
So
but we can pretend.
Different shade of blue. There we go. No. Yeah. No. I think it's. I mean, it's beautiful. I hate covering it all up and putting it in an engine bay, but those Trans Am engine bays are pretty wide open. You'll get to see it.
I think the prettiest pieces are inside. Those are the ones that were hard to cover up. Molnar did a really nice job.
That is sometimes, honestly, it's like that. Just the beautiful internals of an engine are just so like. It's like I gob over those, but you never get to see them. They go in there and they do their work. Any cool details from this one that you kind of want to share? I mean, you've got like so many numbers. He's got so many numbers, which if you end up watching this, end up buying this car and bring a trailer, you're going to get a ton of documents just on the motor.
I'll have a lot more for you than you would probably get anywhere else. You know, I think one thing that I like the most about it, the whole experience, is this was my first time using Molnar rods or Molnar cranks. I've heard really, really good things about them. So far, I'm not disappointed in the slightest. I'm actually more impressed. I liked, as far as assembling the rods, there is no such thing as like a torque spec. There's an initial torque and everything is done off torque angle, kind of the proper way of doing it. And I really liked that. It gives it a much better feel as far as durability down the road and reliability in my eyes. You get a better idea of how the bolt is stretching as you're torquing it all down. And like I said, you'll get all those stretch numbers, every number that you could possibly think of plus more if you end up with this car and this engine. So
I think it's actually kind of perfect how we've ordered all of us. It's like the hierarchy of engine knowledge. You got Corey, who knows like everything. The actual engine, who doesn't know as much as Corey does. And then Austin, who knows a heck of a lot more than me. And then me. You know, I just said, this is what I want. You know, I want something that is rowdy. You know, we talked about the Hellcat. I don't want to like compare too much to it. It's a good just kind of idea to put in your head to kind of think about it. But, you know, that, you know, you can take a Hellcat out and cruise it down the road, take it from Kansas City to St. Louis and back in one day, and you know, have good manners on the highway on 70. But then you can take it down, you know, Ozark International Raceway, where we're a sponsor at. You'll see that soon, and tear up that track down there. You know, obviously this is going to get you around there. There's other things that kind of allow for that, but even going down the track, I mean, this thing will probably, I bet this thing would give a run for the money on my C7 Grand Sport, on the drag strip at least.
I think you would be very, very surprised.
Yeah.
I really do. It's going to have enough power to leave a corner very, very hard. It's going to have enough power to just tear the tires clean off if you need to. So yeah. It's
those Michelin Pilot Sports we got, it's going to take a lot to tear those off. But if anything's going to do it, it'll be this. Austin, are you driving the C7 or the Trans Am when we race?
I think we'll go with the Trans Am because it's going to be a proper ripper.
Okay. He wants to take the Trans Am. He's the Bandit. And I guess my superb driving skills will only beat him with the Grand Sport. But he likes to go straight anyways. He doesn't like to go around those curvy things. Yeah, no, I mean, it's built for both. You know, it'll do, you know, an eighth, a quarter. It'll do, 3 something mile, whatever the friggin' OIR is, just an absolute monster. Him and I have been around it. We won't go too much in that because that's another video talking about OIR when we're down there, Ozark International Raceway. But I went around it in an F-250. Also went around it in a.
Was it a Raptor? Yeah.
Maybe we'll get. I don't know if we'll take the Trans Am around. Makes me nervous. Because it's a car we're building and selling. But either way, this is going to be the star of the show. You saw a little glimpse of it on a recent Instagram photo, but you probably won't see it again until it's in and this thing's done. So, Austin, Corey, anything else you want to sign off with?
Hope it goes off and does great things. I hope the eventual new owner, is very happy with it.
I think they will be. Austin?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a great car.
I might let Austin drive it. We'll see. Do you know how to drive a manual?
Really?
All right. We're gonna check you guys later. Thanks for watching. See ya. Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Boom. Nailed it.